Bills 24, Dolphins 16. The Bills still alive for the postseason. An impressive finish to their home schedule. Final game of the season at New Era Field, and it starts, Jerry, with Tyrod Taylor having one of his better, I guess, halves. He didn't really finish it out in terms of impressive numbers, but he did enough to allow this team to come out with the win.
He certainly did enough. He was the most dynamic player on the field in the first half, making plays with his legs, squirming out of sacks, threw for a touchdown, ran for a touchdown at 165 yards. That's a game for him sometimes. And Tyrod, in any game you'll see when they win, why they might want to keep him, and then why they wouldn't want to keep him, because so many times after halftime he keeps teams in games and they can't add on. But I'm not knocking the guy. He played a terrific game. He's keeping them alive. He's their best chance. You know, why you would want Peterman at this point, I don't know. But they look like a playoff team today. And I'm not talking about the '92 Bills, but in today's jumbled, mediocre AFC, they're right there.
Yeah, and they could be going there with Tyrod Taylor, the quarterback who may or may not be here next season, a running back who may or may not be here next season. LaShawn McCoy hits the 10,000-yard mark for his career, only 50 yards on the day, but did enough, again, to help this team win. And that seemed to be a common theme because Kyle Williams, the defensive tackle, may be playing his final home game as a Buffalo Bill. Jay, a lot of these interesting backdrop stories today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, maybe, for fans, that might be a bittersweet moment coming out of this game to think about possibly Kyle Williams' final game here. I'm not convinced that it will be. I don't know that Kyle Williams knows if it's going to be right now. He said after the game that, he's been so caught up in trying to help this team in its playoff push that he hasn't given it a lot of thought. And I believe him when he says that. The way he approached it last year was he took about a month after the season, assessed where he was physically, mentally, emotionally, all that kind of stuff. And I think he's going to go through the same process this season. But, I know because it's the last home game, it was a topic, but there's a lot in front of this team still. And 3 out of 4 now they've won. They've got 2 huge games here coming up at New England, at Miami, with a realistic possibility at a playoff berth. So, I think this is what Kyle Williams wanted when he came back this season, was to be playing in meaningful games in December. And with today's win, Week 17, they're going to be in the playoff race no matter what. Now, they may need a ton of help depending on how things shake out, but this team will be in the playoff race right until the end of the season. And Kyle Williams' performance, the defense's performance overall today, especially in the second half, a big reason for that.
Yeah, and that's the kind of a common theme you got out of the locker room talking with players, is that they sense this team. No one's boldly saying that they're going to make it or guaranteeing anything. They just feel different about the way this team is approaching things. I'm talking about the guys who've been here before and been part of Bills teams that have fallen short, feel that they're part of something that maybe can get over the top. All right, for Jerry Sullivan, for Jay Skursky, for Mark Mulvill, I'm Vic Carucci. Check back for much more on BN Blitz.